In the year 2024, a remarkable occurrence is on the horizon. An extraordinary phenomenon known as the 3 days of darkness is anticipated to happen and casts its ominous presence over the world. Today, we have gathered to discuss this imminent event and offer guidance on how to prepare. According to ancient sources and mystical traditions, the 3 days of darkness hold deep spiritual significance and are believed to be a transformative period. During this time, darkness will engulf the earth for 3 consecutive days and nights, immersing humanity in profound introspection. As we approach this extraordinary event, it is vital to be aware of the signs that may indicate its impending arrival. Be vigilant for uncommon celestial phenomena, such as abnormal solar activity, unpredictable weather patterns, and unexplained disturbances in the natural world. These can serve as indicators of the approaching 3 days of darkness. In preparation for this dark period, it is essential to make necessary arrangements within your homes. Stockpile essential supplies such as food, water, medicine, and other necessities that will sustain you and your loved ones throughout this duration. Ensure you have ample light sources, such as candles, flashlights, or lanterns, to provide illumination during the darkness. While the 3 days of darkness may evoke fear and uncertainty, it is crucial to remain calm and centered. This period is said to be a time of profound spiritual reflection. Utilize this opportunity to connect with your inner self, engage in meditation, prayer, and find solace in your faith or spiritual practices. During the 3 days of darkness, it is advised to refrain from venturing outside or opening doors and windows. The darkness that envelops the world is said to be filled with negative energies and malevolent forces. It is imperative to stay indoors, seal off any sources of light, and resist the temptation to look outside or engage with the outside world. Remember, this event is a time of purification and transformation. It presents an occasion for personal development and spiritual enlightenment. Embrace the darkness with optimism, trust, and an open mind as we find ourselves on the edge of this remarkable occurrence. Let us unite and offer support, sharing our knowledge, experiences, and preparations with others, becoming a guiding light even during the most challenging moments. The 3 days of darkness in 2024 will be a significant turning point in human history. Let us be ready, remain watchful for the signs, and approach this event with bravery and resilience. Together, we can emerge from the shadows transformed and rejuvenated. May we discover inner strength within ourselves and in one another as we navigate the enigmatic path that lies ahead. Prepare thoroughly, prioritize safety, and may the light guide us through the 3 days of darkness. Let us delve into the reasons behind the unfolding of this momentous event. You may have come across my previous videos discussing the Euphrates River. If not, I highly recommend watching them later to grasp the prophetic narrative intertwined with the 3 days of darkness. The question of why this event is happening leads us into a realm of speculation and interpretation. Various factors may contribute to the occurrence of such an extraordinary phenomenon, which could be rooted in natural or supernatural phenomena, depending on one's beliefs and perspectives. The Euphrates River, with its historical and symbolic significance, has often been linked to prophecies and apocalyptic scenarios. Many religious and cultural traditions have attributed profound meaning to this ancient waterway. Exploring the connection between the Euphrates River and the event of the 3 days of darkness may provide insights into the underlying narrative and its implications. By watching my previous videos on this topic, you will gain a comprehensive understanding of the prophetic story that connects the Euphrates River and the upcoming 3 days of darkness. Delving into the rich tapestry of history, spirituality, and myths surrounding these elements may offer a deeper understanding of the significance of this extraordinary event. Stay tuned as we embark on this intriguing journey of discovery together. In the Bible, the Euphrates River is mentioned in various contexts, and there are references to fallen angels as well. In the book of Genesis, the Euphrates is one of the 4 rivers that flowed out of the Garden of Eden, along with the Tigris, Pishon, and Gihon. It is associated with the location of the ancient city of Babylon, known for its prominence and power in biblical times. Regarding fallen angels, the Bible mentions their rebellion against God and their subsequent expulsion from heaven. In the book of Revelation, specifically in chapter 9, The Euphrates River is mentioned within the context of the sixth trumpet judgment. It states that 4 angels who were bound at the great river Euphrates will be released to bring destruction and torment upon earth. These angels, often interpreted as fallen angels, have been kept restrained until the appointed time. The connection between the Euphrates River and fallen angels in the Bible signifies a symbolic event, or prophecy. It foreshadows the impending judgment of God upon nations, and emphasizes that even the swiftest or mightiest cannot escape this judgment. They will stumble and fall towards the north, by the river Euphrates. This powerful imagery from the Bible highlights the inevitable nature of divine judgment and the limitations of human strength and power. It serves as a profound reminder that our true refuge and strength lie not in our own abilities, but in the unwavering steadfastness of the Lord within His sovereign plan. Finding true security can only be achieved through Him. Additionally, the Euphrates River, beyond its geographical significance, also serves as a symbol of divine judgment and mercy throughout history. While it has nourished civilizations and supported life, its significance in prophecy suggests that it will play a different role in the end times. Similar to how the river nurtured ancient Babylon, its drying up could signify the end of an era and the termination of systems and powers that oppose God's will. The imagery of the Euphrates in Revelation is particularly striking, as it mentions the release of 4 angels bound at the river. This apocalyptic vision testifies to the mystery of God's plans, which often surpass human understanding but steadily progress towards their destined fulfillment. Therefore, the Euphrates also symbolizes God's interaction with humanity, a testament to His promises, judgments, and the ultimate fulfillment of His divine plan. Moving on to Revelation, John the Revelator speaks of a time when the 6th angel pours out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, causing it to dry up. This verse vividly portrays the drying up of the Euphrates River as a deliberate act by God to prepare for the final battle. It sets the stage for the kings from the east to march towards Armageddon without hindrance. In other words, it serves as a precursor to the gathering of earthly powers for the ultimate battle at Armageddon. The Battle of Armageddon mentioned in Revelation is the culmination of this divine setup. In the future, the forces of evil, led by the beast and the false prophet, will confront the armies of heaven led by Christ Himself. This confrontation is not merely a physical battle but a spiritual showdown representing the ultimate triumph of God's righteousness over the wickedness of the world. In this context, the drying up of the river symbolizes the withdrawal of God's grace and sustenance from a world that has turned its back on Him. It serves as a reminder that earthly powers, no matter how strong or enduring they may seem, are ultimately subject to God's sovereignty. The desiccation of the rivers signals the culmination of human hubris and the commencement of divine judgment. To comprehend its pertinence in our lives today, it is crucial to reflect upon this prophecy. It calls upon us to pursue righteousness and cautions us against aligning with worldly powers that oppose the will of God. It serves as a reminder of the transient nature of earthly kingdoms in contrast to the eternal nature of God's kingdom. This prophecy encourages us to remain watchful and faithful, unwavering in our faith, as we anticipate the fulfillment of God's ultimate plan for humanity. The drying up of the Euphrates also symbolizes the removal of barriers, both physical and spiritual. As the river that sustained Babylon diminishes, it may signify the downfall of systems and powers that oppose God's kingdom, similar to the ancient Babylon. This prophetic occurrence is deeply intertwined with the fall of Babylon mentioned in Isaiah and Jeremiah. Isaiah 4:27 states, "Who says to the deep, 'Be dry,' I will dry up your rivers." Thus, this prophecy speaks to historical events while also resonating with the future realization of God's judgment on corrupt systems worldwide. In a time when we witness the literal drying up of the Euphrates, let us pay attention to the spiritual implications and strive for righteousness in our lives. These prophecies present a fresh perspective that prompts us to contemplate the transient nature of human power and the everlasting sovereignty of God. The receding waters serve as a visual reminder of God's supremacy over all creation. As believers witnessing these events, it reminds us of the significance of aligning ourselves with God's will. The fall of Babylon represents an ongoing struggle between godly and worldly systems. In this struggle, we are called to remain unwavering in our faith, firmly grounded in the truth of God's word. The drying up of the Euphrates River serves as a potent metaphor and prophetic indication, urging us to exercise discernment and faithfulness by looking beyond the immediate and recognizing God's redemptive plan throughout history in our present times. Revelation 9:13-15 unveils a chilling prophecy, revealing the release of 4 angels bound at the great river Euphrates. Upon their release, these angels are destined to unleash significant destruction, marking a series of judgments during the end time. This prophecy underscores the imminent judgment of God upon nations and the repercussions of their rebellion against him. The Euphrates River holds tremendous significance in biblical prophecy. In the Old Testament, the Euphrates River served as the eastern boundary of the land promised to the Israelites. It was also associated with ancient Babylon, a powerful kingdom that oppressed God's people. In the book of Revelation, the Euphrates is mentioned symbolically as representing the forces of evil and rebellion against God. According to Revelation, the 6th angel pours out his bowl, causing the Euphrates to dry up. This drying up of the river symbolizes the removal of obstacles and the preparation for the final battle between the forces of good and evil. This event allows the kings from the east to gather and march towards Armageddon, where the ultimate confrontation between God and the powers of darkness will take place. The Battle of Armageddon, described in Revelation, represents the climax of human history and the final judgment of God. It portrays a spiritual battle where the forces of evil, led by the beast and the false prophet, wage war against Christ and his heavenly army. The drying up of the Euphrates signifies the withdrawal of God's grace and the removal of barriers, allowing the powers of darkness to gather for this ultimate showdown. It's important to note that the prophecies in the book of Revelation are highly symbolic and should not be interpreted as literal events. The drying up of the Euphrates River symbolizes the spiritual and moral decline of nations, the removal of divine protection, and the culmination of God's judgment on rebellious powers. As believers, these prophecies should serve as a reminder of the temporary nature of earthly powers and the importance of aligning ourselves with God's will. They call us to live righteous lives, remain faithful in the face of opposition, and trust in God's ultimate victory over evil. Instead of being consumed by fear, we should stand firm in our faith, knowing that God is in control and his promises will be fulfilled. The drying up of the Euphrates River also serves as a reminder of the end of an era characterized by human pride and godlessness. It signifies the need for God's intervention to subdue human arrogance. This reminder calls us to humble ourselves before God, acknowledging his ultimate authority over creation and history. We should learn from the past, understanding that defiance, symbolized by the Euphrates River, will ultimately lead to downfall. This recognition should guide our actions and attitudes, leading us towards reverence, obedience, and trust in God's supreme power. Additionally, the Euphrates River has played a significant role as a boundary between nations throughout the Bible. In biblical times, it marked the edge of the Promised Land, defining the extent of Israel's territory as ordained by God. Beyond its role as a geographical marker, the Euphrates also represents the diversity within God's creation and his plan for unity among nations. The river has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, each with its own distinct culture and identity, yet all part of God's greater plan. Therefore, from a different perspective, the Euphrates River signifies both the boundaries between nations and God's desire for unity. Throughout the course of history, the desiccation of the Euphrates River mentioned in the book of Revelation can be interpreted as a symbol of the dismantling of historical barriers that have divided nations. It encourages us to envision a future where God's kingdom unites people from diverse backgrounds, fulfilling the promises outlined in Revelation. This prophetic aspect reminds us that God's ultimate intention is to foster unity amidst diversity, rather than promote division. The implications of the drying up of the Euphrates River for believers in the context of the end times prompt us to contemplate its significance in our present lives. The symbolism of this event in Revelation has several implications for us today. Firstly, it challenges us to reflect on where we place our trust, whether in the transient powers of this world or in God's eternal sovereignty. Secondly, it inspires us to be spiritually vigilant and prepared, recognizing that we do not know when the Lord will return. As emphasized by Jesus in Matthew, the drying up of the Euphrates River serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of these events and underscores the importance of remaining spiritually alert and ready. Additionally, this prophetic aspect invites us to engage in deeper prayer and intercession for our world as we witness the signs of the times unfolding. In response, we should actively seek God's guidance for ourselves, our nations, and the salvation of souls. The drying up of the Euphrates River also necessitates a re-evaluation of our priorities and lifestyles in a world dominated by materialism and self-reliance. It serves as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of earthly possessions, urging us to prioritize our spiritual life and relationship with God. This prophecy presents opportunities for us to bear witness and share our faith, particularly as those around us observe these changes and question their significance. We have a unique occasion to impart the hope and truth of the gospel, explaining how these events align with God's grand plan of redemption. The connection between the fulfillment of prophecy and the Euphrates River is crucial. It not only signifies impending judgment, but also serves as a call to salvation and a reminder of God's redemptive love for humanity through Christ. The drying up of the Euphrates in our time prompts us to contemplate the unfolding of biblical prophecy in our world, showcasing God's power, sovereignty, and faithfulness. It urges us to deepen our understanding of His Word and strengthen our commitment to His ways as we witness these prophetic signs. Let us be inspired to have faith and take action, embracing the lessons of the past, the promises of the present, and the hope of the future, all intertwined with the ancient river, the Euphrates. Its rich history serves as a reminder of God's constant presence in our lives, guiding us through the waters of change toward His eternal kingdom. Therefore, let us not perceive the Euphrates solely as a geographical feature in the Middle East, but as a living testament to God's evolving purpose and unwavering love for all of us. It is a call for us to trust in God's sovereignty, remain spiritually vigilant, engage in prayer, realign our priorities, and boldly share our faith. Let us embrace these challenges with faith and courage, knowing that in every change and uncertainty, God is working out His perfect plan.